General Holomisa, right now you and the UDM are going after the PIC. Again, another campaign against what you believe to be corruption. What's the PIC issue that you feel needs addressing?
Well, the issue of the PIC has been in the newspapers for quite some time.
Yes.
Where people are complaining and questioning the monies of the pensioners, where are they invested? It looks like some of these billions are just thrown down the drain and nobody cares. So we are trying, therefore, to conscientize the workers of this country, the authorities that be, to make sure that those who are running that institution are above board. As a result of that, recently we noticed that the CEO of that institution has been caught with his fingers in the till by facilitating some transactions for his friends.
Right.
So therefore, we are calling for the minister to suspend the individual in question so that we can get to the bottom of these allegations.
I want to go back to Jongelizwe College where you attended. You talked about free and open political debate, and you said, we debated freely because we were the sons of chiefs and headmen. In a sense, a world of privilege that allowed you to develop a political consciousness. What's your view now of the role in South Africa of status by birth? Does it have any place in a democracy?
Well, the traditional institutions are here to stay. In fact, if you are in Africa, in order to, when you are running a government, if you want to succeed, there are three pillars I would suggest. That is the government, which has been elected through elections. And then you have the religious groupings. And the third pillar is traditional institutions. If you don't consult those other two institutions just because you have a mandate to run the country, you might have problems. Look at what is happening on the issue of land. King Zwelithini has told the government of, the leadership of the ANC to say, don't push your luck too far.
Yes.
Then they have developed a cold feet because they know that they still need to have access to the voters who are in KwaZulu-Natal. If the king says, don't support that, so you have to go slow. Try and work with all the institutions and find a common ground.
But I'm asking about a fundamental principle. Should somebody who's born, let's just say, to some sort of royal line, as indeed you were, son of Nkosi Basindlovu Holomisa, should you have greater status, greater opportunity than someone born to anybody else?
No. Since 1994, we have a constitution in this country. But the very constitution recognizes the traditional institution.
Yes.
But when it comes to you using your status, then that's an abuse of power.
Let me ask you then to go back on what you said about the issue of land, because that seems to be at the crux of the conversation. It's not a disrespect of institutions. It's a question of what a traditional authority is entitled to do in terms of allocation and reward from land within a broader community. What is your view on that? I mean, because that seems to me what the ANC is trying to pin down.
Well, the issue of the land, we must remember that we should have discussed this during CODESA negotiations. But because of the violence at the time, the ruling party and the National Party then focus on solving issues peacefully so that we can promote peace. As a result, we overlooked the issues which are related to the economy, the economic emancipation of the majority citizens. But unfortunately, you wouldn't emancipate the majority citizens of this country if they don't have access to land as part of security of tenure. So we are now being given an opportunity for the people in the rural areas under traditional institutions, people in the urban areas to come under one roof and find a solution to an issue which should have been addressed 25 years ago. So what is going to happen now? People must not start panicking. I hear a lot of people panicking, oh, my property, this and that. We are going to sit down as South Africans and say, King so-and-so, you have a land which you are in charge of, but the people under your control are looking for land tenure system to be changed so that they can have security, access to the financial institutions. Why would you say they must leave? They must not do that. So then we need to find a solution. Also, those who are in the cities, they want land to build homes. Those who want to farm, when they want to farm, are they going to be given the same size farms which are occupied by white people? If that is the case, then you are still going to promote some kind of monopoly, but the change is black this time around.
Your upbringing and the life you lived as a young man in this world of chiefs and headmen was in some ways similar to the life and the upbringing of the late Nelson Mandela. Do you think that was part of the personal connection you had with him, that you had similar roots and a similar sense of the way the world and its hierarchies work?
Well, I think when it comes to the issues of elders, you don't put much which political party these individuals comes from. Mr. Mandela came from, Mandela and myself came from the Timberland area. And if an elder is calling you to come and help, you don't ask questions.
Yes.
So you help. So in that way, I think Madiba saw that Bantu is a young man, is a disciplined individual, a soldier. So he has been helping the ANC whilst we were in jail. So let us continue to work with him.
It's the 100th anniversary of Madiba's birth. Do you think this is a time now to have perhaps a more robust conversation about the negotiated settlement, about the role of Mandela? He always said he wasn't a saint. And some people in the aftermath of Winnie Madikizela Mandela's death are starting to say some fairly tough things about Nelson Mandela. Do you think it would be healthy for us as a democracy to have that debate perhaps more openly than we've had it before? Question some of the failings he might have had?
I would be reluctant to put the blame on Mr. Mandela alone. Mm-hmm. Mr. Mandela was in jail for 27 years, as we all know. But I think the people who were in exile didn't do their homework properly. It looks as though they were caught off guard when de Klerk unbanned the ANC. And when they had to come and run the country, they don't seem to have trained anybody in various institutions. As a result, at one stage, ANC had 2/3 majority. Why would you want to blame Mandela for that? Because they should have changed. They are still in charge even today. But what we are seeing is the misuse of state resources. Every day in this country, people are burning tires, they're destroying properties, they are complaining about lack of service delivery. Why would you blame Mandela for that? You have billions of rands, which your Auditor General is telling you that you are misusing them. You have billions of rands which have been taken out of the country illicitly. Why would you blame Mandela for that? I can't understand.